And welcome back, everybody, to Season 2 of the Universal Open, presented by Brisk and 7-Eleven. It's time for our final match of the day, fortunately and unfortunately, because we want to keep bringing you as much action as we can. But it's going to be Allegiance taking on Ducks on a Quack. Both teams have had an interesting ride so far to this point, gentlemen. Just remind some of the people at home exactly how they've got here.
Yeah, so Allegiance was looking really, really good yesterday in the one game that we saw them, and then they looked not so good. And they ended up in the lower hand bracket. They had a convincing win earlier today, though, and Ducks on Quack, they played Evil Geniuses yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, they forced Evil Geniuses to really sort of play their regular play style, like force a level of respect out of Evil Geniuses. So it's very much the same sort of thing right now. We're looking towards Allegiance. I mean, the winner of this one has their opportunity, potentially, to take on the people that knocked them down to this point in order to make it through to the next round, should they get there. But for both of these teams, it's more of a case of the fundamentals of Rocket League. I'm not really looking towards this one and saying go too nuts. Although I say that aloud, but Seabass has sort of made air dribbles his own throughout this tournament. I'm curious to see whether or not he's going to keep that going.
And you're curious as well. You were saying you want to see ALG maybe take the ball to take the game to the skies as much as they possibly can. That was where they kind of fell off a little bit. But they played very good Rocket League earlier on in the day, and I think they they've put yesterday behind them. But I mean, they can put yesterday behind them in one game. It doesn't really matter if they've won that game convincingly last time, because it's all about staying alive right now for them. They need to win consecutive games here to give themselves a shot at qualification, of course, for regionals. So still a lot of work to do here for Allegiance.
I think this will probably certainly be their stiffest competition. David Silverado and I want to say Leroy Jenkins, but it's Pack. There we go. Every time, Pack. Every time. But no, they're good players, but there was no way that they were ever going to drop that game to those two guys. They're great players, but they don't see that level of competition often enough to really challenge those guys. And just seeing how Ducks on Quack played versus Evil Genius today, I think there's a non-zero chance that Allegiance don't make it to day 3.
See, my thing is, I just got that upset feeling. Do you know what I mean? We've had it so many times. We haven't quite seen one yet today. We've seen it a lot in the Universal Open in this TV2 tournament. I just have that feeling. I don't know why. There's no logic. There's no reason behind it. I just feel like Ducks on Quack are going to counteract how Allegiance play, and I don't know why.
Okay. I mean, you can kind of get that
Shogun's
once.
like, you can be wrong.
Well, no, you get that once every broadcaster's cast where you just go, this is the one. I'm slapping down the Joker on this one.
It's the Joker card, as you say.
This is the hill you've decided to die on.
See, I like that you're admitting that, though, because I didn't go for mine yesterday, and I regret it.
See, this is the thing.
The fact
we
that
talked
you
about
are
this
going
before.
for yours, I'm upset. Like, you can go for it.
Shogun did this classic, like, oh, yeah, I was going to do that yesterday. I was going to predict that they'd win that, and then they did. But I didn't say anything. It's like, well, anyone can say that after it's happened.
That's like me. That's me being more upset at myself, though, for the fact of I'm criticizing myself because I didn't have the courage. Well, you do.
You won't.
On set.
You
won't.
Here's some confidence and motivation that I'm sending your way. You do you, man. You do you. You can do this.
So I've still got the Joker card. So you know what?
Yeah.
I'm slamming it down on this one as well. I haven't used it yet.
All right, so we're both going Ducks on Quack by the sounds of things.
We're going for the upset here.
And let's go, baby.
See, I'm making up for my lack of using it yesterday. I'm going to slam it down on this one.
See, that's the crazy thing. I say there's a non-zero chance, and they're all like, yes, and I'm like, hold up.
We've influenced you. Stick to your guns. You say you're going AOG.
Oh, absolutely.
You are so wrong. It's going to be Ducks on Quack. You're going to be taking home this series. But it's definitely going to be an exciting one. I can see, definitely it's not going to be a 3-game series. I think we can definitely see an elongated series here.
Easy 4.
Yeah, so I'm not so sure. I think this is going to go to a game 5, but that's just me. This is
We're talking about 3-0 Ducks.
The mightiest of Ducks will be coming through. But obviously, we've got to talk a little bit about some of the teams we've got left on the upper bracket as well. You've got the likes of Cloud9, etc., who are waiting on these teams who are going to be battling it out right now. But we are going to get straight into our game number 1 here. It's the last game of the day, and it's Allegiance taking on Ducks on Quack.
Alpha has been just such a stalwart on Ducks on Quack in terms of his ability to transition the ball across the field. Allegiance is going to have to be very worried when they try and challenge him. It's going to be an early shot, but that shouldn't really worry too much. It's not great control afterwards, though, from Allegiance. But they won't be challenged, so they won't have to worry.
You say not great control, and it was, in fact, just not so up to par that they even got a free challenge on the ball. Thankfully, they missed it, and they get to go on offense. But I'd like to see a little bit more out of Allegiance to get things going. Hopefully, they didn't ice down too much after the short wait after their dominating victory earlier.
Well, Allegiance were very fast to open up their games previously and slowly settle down once they got a couple of goals up. Might not be the same case here. The Legions, I believe, have had the highest scoring games, or at least the biggest blowouts.
Yeah, for sure.
Both for and against. Ty Not Tyler. He's switched. He was Ty yesterday. He's Ty Not Tyler today. I hope he's
what a shot.
got much more confidence in the game. As he's going to be going, he's got the flip reset. And that's going to be going just above the side. Here's Seabass, just got to tap that one straight in. 1-0 to Allegiance.
A little bit of breakdown in the communication there on defense. Flip reset gets to them both. That was Relly's ball all the way. Alpha kept rotating back on the same side of the ball, just thinks he can chuck it off the back wall, and all he has to do is realize that he's got a teammate back there, or have Relly tell him that, hey, I've got this, don't worry about it. Obviously, you know, the play's happening like that. You don't have a lot of time to really say that, but you got to be aware of it.
Alpha, that bounce sort of could have been much better for him. He's not going to be able to follow that one up at all. Tyler looking for Seabass. Got plenty of time, but he's got absolutely zero boost. Finally picking him up from the middle left-hand side. Alpha, past one. It's that two-pronged defense, though, coming out from Allegiance. Alpha keeps bumping away at Seabass, but couldn't keep it going for long enough, and Seabass just... I think he got bumped 4 times, and he might have moved all of about 4 feet. But that is going to go in.
Wow.
And Ducks on Quack have managed to tie us up.
Yeah, I got to see how this one... Seabass... Okay, yeah. Alpha just makes a perfect read on that dribble, sees him cut inside the ball, and says, nuh-uh, not today, my friend. He just slams it off the sidewall. Again, we've seen that a couple times today, you know. People just making good challenges on the ball, and the sidewall has been generous today, Shogun.
Certainly has been. It can be an utter annoyance at times, and that bounce will be one of those times. Relly's got to do well here. He's just about got there before Seabass, but the pressure and the danger has not been averted just yet. Alpha all the way back out. See how well his transitions can be, but he's being shut down much quicker than previous times we've seen him. Good challenge. Alpha Kep turns himself around. He's one-on-one against Ty Not Tyler.
Oh, he gives him the space.
Seabass has got very little boost, so he's going to be late back. Alpha Kep just sort of showed his hand a little bit early there with where he was going to put the ball.
Oh, what a challenge from Seabass. Alpha Kep got going forward. It's going to be awkward. Par, and what a save.
What a great clear as well from Relly. Still all tied up. Just over 2 minutes remaining here in game number 1. We've seen Allegiance get much better as the series is, well, better and worse, to be completely honest. But at least during the last series that we saw them in, they did get better. Now Alpha Kep, past one. He's just hit it a little bit too heavy, though. And Ty Not Tyler will be happy to see that go straight past him.
You know, we've talked about it every time we've seen Allegiance, and we know they're very, very comfortable with letting teams come at them with the ball and seeing what they give them.
That was not comfortable, though.
That was not comfortable at all. Alpha Kep is just lurking and says, thank you very much.
Alpha has just been loitering around towards the middle of the field for the majority of this game, and this time, it was the mistake from Allegiance that opens up the goal-scoring path. So from 1-0 down, Ducks have got themselves a 1-goal lead. Still plenty of time left in this game, though. Seabass with one. He can't quite get there for 2, but Ty Not Tyler lost to PvE. The follow-up, though, and that's going to be saved. The chance, the big chance, had already been and gone.
Oh, no.
And here's Alpha Cat doing what he does best. These transition plays always working out. Follow-up from Relly. Just shut down there from Seabass, who had enough boost to keep himself moving.
Just brilliant recovery in the net as well from Seabass. He was on his horse all the way back there. It was a tough stretch to even make it to that first one, and to get out there and make 2 in a row. Brilliance.
Alpha Cap, 1-on-1 against Seabass. A low boost Seabass at that. Off the ceiling, 26 boost. He's got enough here.
What you got? What you got?
Went for it, but the ball.
That was the most squishy muffin shot I think I've seen so far.
He even had the little forward roll.
Yeah, the roll. We haven't even seen squishy play.
Well, we will be tomorrow. He is currently in the tournament with Gimmick, and he is waiting in that upper bracket final round. They're going to be taking on FlyQuest.
Ooh. A good one, too.
That is a very good one. The loser of that, they take on the winner of this one. Well, there's plenty to play for. Actually, I don't believe that's quite correct. That's the other way round. Seabass.
Last couple of chances here.
Gonna keep going. We've seen him do those air dribbles quite a few times throughout today. He's usually had a little bit more success, but with 10 seconds remaining, mean onset, the Joker cards might be making a series out of this. Alpha Cap pushing it straight to the corner. They don't want to overcommit. They're just going to hold on to the midfield. But this is the danger. They're giving Allegiance one more opportunity. It's a big flick, though, from Seabass. Tyler's got to do a lot of work to keep this going, but he has done exactly that.
My goodness.
Follow-up from Seabass is saved. Pushed too high, the bounce
it hit the
still
lip.
Keeps this going. This has been
Alpha.
at least 20 seconds right now, but Alpha Cap will be able to kill the game off. Don't try and follow that one up.
Man.
Ducks on Quack, taking game number 1.
And you know, Allegiance, all the credit in the world to them in that last couple of seconds. They tried really hard. They had to recover some tough first touches and not the cleanest starts to dribbles, but... You know, all right, let me have it on set.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm just saying that it is definitely going to happen. But it's obviously only game 1 in the series, but Ducks on Quack.
I was about to be really mean.
Go on.
Just like football.
Get off my
There it is.
Sorry, I'm just going to turn his mic off, everybody. It's all fine. Don't worry. Shogun.
Hi. This has never
buddy?
happened before. This has never been you shutting out shoes and bringing me in.
I know. It's because, you know, you're a very talented man.
Yes.
First of all.
Keep going.
That'll do. But, I mean, Allegiance, the thing that worries me now about them, this was what sort of my thought process was when I was kind of saying I can feel like Ducks on Quack could take this series. Allegiance haven't done well when they've been down in series. When they get put on the ropes a little bit, it seems to mess with their minds a little bit. And I thought if Ducks on Quack can take this first game, I want to see how Allegiance react to that pressure, see if they can come back from it, because they haven't dealt well with that in the past.
So the interesting thing right now is that the goals that they're conceding are the sort of goals that Allegiance usually get for themselves, where the opponents move themselves forward and they eventually get either a 2v1 or a 1v0, really, in the defensive side. But because Allegiance, they've had great opportunities, but they're not finishing them. And when you don't finish them, you don't have that third man there to help you out, and it's just been simple tap-ins, really. Now, whether or not they can sort that out, I mean, I would hope so, but it's that aggressive opening that they like to have that is actually coming back to bite them.
We'll have to find out in our second game of the series. The players are loaded in at the moment, but AOG once again on the back foot a little bit in this series. Don't even think about speaking. You're still in timeout. No, you can. Welcome back. You're back. Don't worry about it. I mean, what are your thoughts on that game number 1?
It was surprising to see Seabass and Tyler not convert a couple of the chances, but at the same time, Relly and Alpha Cap really kept things together. It was really just that first little double commit on defense. That was the only goal they conceded. I wasn't sure how they were going to handle the pressure from Allegiance, and they stepped up pretty big, so all credit to them.
Oh, that's going to be a very difficult touch there. Tyler, he still gets there in time. Reads the play incredibly well, but it was very much a case of creating his own mess and cleaning it up.
Absolutely. That's kind of been the story right now for Allegiance. Offense, defense, it's been a bit of a scramble to try and make things work.
That's a great stop. Has Alpha Cap got a finish? No, not quite. Relly, that is a very wasteful ball from him, and this is a simple tap.
I like free goals.
I haven't seen this since week 1, but the twitch has come back. Don't double commit in a corner.
You're not wrong. Double commit in the corner is perhaps the worst thing, because even if you win the challenge, you know, it just goes right to the opposition, and nobody's on defense. It's poor form.
I'm waiting for Psyonix to release the map.
Yeah.
Where goals are in the corners.
Oh.
And suddenly, everyone in
is
ranked becomes the best ever at this game. It's the new double goal. It's corner goal.
There we go.
Is this
free?
Gonna
Why
make
is this
2-0.
Where did Relly go? Hang on. Let's find out. Where was Relly?
I think he's on the far side.
He's got 50 boost. Oh, okay. He got demoed. Okay. That makes way more sense. Now we know exactly why the net was wide open.
He spawned in the corner, though, so he is still technically on the far side.
You know, Shogun, you are technically correct, and there is no better correct than technically correct.
It's right up there with a default win. It's nothing better than winning by default.
Absolutely.
So Allegiance, got that 2-goal cushion. Straight back down. Alpha Cap just trying to cause something. There's another demo. Relly is now out, and that opens up a lovely little bit of area as Seabass darts past one, and Relly, though, the recently resurrected Relly, just right in the way. Now pass off to Alpha Cap. And yeah, there's very little he could have done with that one. Is that... No, Relly is already back. Pass over to Tyler.
Man, they really like going for those.
Well, it's going to almost work out as Relly forced to save.
Yeah, Allegiance in Seabass, Tyler, they really like playing that wide apart push when they get that 2-on-1. Earlier in today's series, we saw so many unassisted goals in their last 2 games, and really get to see them at least try and put the teamwork to them.
What I would really like to see from them is using that first touch a little bit better.
Agreed. First touch has been a little meaty.
They're sort of, blasting into each other on the first touch. If you put it in a certain direction, you start being able to fake out the possibility of you dribbling or faking it out or just going for the cut pass. But they're sort of telegraphing what the play is a bit too early.
The funny thing is even when they are doing that, it's still getting, decent results. Not the cleanest chances on net, but the fact they're even getting the chances is impressive.
Alpha Cap wins one shot.
There he is.
As Relly off the backboard. This should be covered by Seabass, but it's not the strongest of contact. Alpha Cap a little bit too far back, though, to really do too much.
Whoa.
Now Tyler.
There was just no way he was going to be able to catch it. Didn't have any boost. And also, I don't think he was expecting them to miss.
Alpha Cap tries to force the challenge. Did get it, but it went a bit too high. Another clear. Seabass versus...
And here's, you can really see the difference, because we saw that play a lot from Allegiance. Make the first guy miss in their previous series and just beat the second guy to the ball out of the corner. And Relly and Alpha Cap, a little bit more familiar with the speed that these guys play. As soon as that ball gets down into the corner, they're right there to challenge it. They're not letting those free bounces off the corner go and hurt them.
So just under 2 minutes left now. Allegiance haven't really been tested
He's
too
still
much
got
in
that
this
one
one.
in
And
the back
Seabass, well, he's been attempting it a few times this series. He's finally going to get one.
And this is just a solid chip up over the top. And Alpha, you can try all you want. Seabass took that air dribble surprisingly quickly towards the back wall. Usually you like to see him, hover there, decide which way they want to go with it. He's like, nah, we're just going to go straight towards the back wall and double tap it.
Straight off the back wall once again. 3 goals to nothing. Allegiance hurtling towards their first win of this series.
Much needed one, too.
It also puts that bit of fear in Ducks on Quack as well, because the win that Ducks got was incredibly close. The win that Allegiance looks to be getting has been anything but.
Ooh.
Relly.
Weird one.
He's
he
jumped,
got the
he's
flip
humped.
reset.
And he's just not quite got there.
This is a weird one.
Tries to fake it out. Here's going to be Alpha Cap. They're taking a long time to get this ball into their own control. Seems to be 2 different ideas. Seabass under his control. Looking for that 4th. Doing so much damage with his carries so far. This could be the hat trick, but it will be taken away. 50 seconds now. Ducks on Quack.
Should be a gentle cruise here to victory for Allegiance. The timing. I don't think there's much they can really hope for at this point.
And they're definitely a team that once they get that 2 or 3 goal cushion have looked the most comfortable of every team out there. It's just been getting themselves into that spot. That has been the biggest trouble for them. With 30 seconds left, that should be this game confirmed. Seabass just adding to his air dribble tally.
And this is really the game where you get to see the power of the boost control on the field, Just because Relly and Alpha Cap, they've been relegated. Scooping up their corner, picking up the little pads right in front of the net, and they just can't do much with even that. That one's a slow shot into pretty much into oncoming traffic, and it just goes right through Relly, excuse me.
Yeah, Ducks on Quack just look flat right now in comparison to Allegiance, but they happen. I'm not retracting the Joker card just yet.
That's fine. It's tied 1-1. Game 3 is where it all counts. Not really.
It will be the swing game at the very least. The follow-up is not going to go in. Allegiance comfortable in their victory.
Yeah, very much comfortable, and that's kind of the Allegiance, the good side of Allegiance we've just seen in that game number 2, and it's such an interesting team to watch at the moment. It seems like they have the ability to lose close games, but then they'll come back and they'll look like they're going to win a series 3-0. I mean, why is that? They just seem to have this kind of inconsistency across a single series, let alone a tournament.
We actually talked about it a little bit earlier today. At least Shogun was hinting on it. It's like, what do the pros want us to talk about? It's the resource on the field. I touched on it at the end of the game there. Seabass and Tyler just had all the boost they could ever want that entire game. It never felt like they were ever pressed on their own half for any extended period. Seabass and Tyler do whatever they wanted for the rest of that.
I think that's the key thing, though, is that those first 2 goals for Allegiance were super simple. They didn't really have to work too hard for them. And against Allegiance, a team that has done incredibly, like probably the best team we've seen so far with a lead.
Yeah.
If you're just going to hand it away like that, they're just going to settle down. You've given them 2 goals within the opening minute. That's the game over already. You've got to keep it closer. You can't afford to be handing away cheap stuff like that.
They are doing such a good job when they do get into the lead. It seems like all that confidence comes back. It seems like a very confidence-based team to me at the moment. When they get that, as you say, when they have that lead, it seems like they naturally fall into playing how they want to play. As soon as they go behind, it seems like the jitters seem to appear for Allegiance. So Ducks on Quack, of course, are now tied up in the series 1-1. We're going to a game number 3. We've seen how important game 3s have been so far today as well. I'm still keeping my Joker card out there.
That's fine.
It's still
I don't
very
think you're
much
allowed
there.
to take it back.
I'm a man of my word, and it's still very much there. So, I mean, I'm going to give you the opportunity. You're not going to change yours? No, you're keeping it?
No,
man, that's what I want to hear.
It's tied 1-1.
I'm slapping mine right in front of the Chiefs.
Well,
he's going to look at that.
Let's get into our game number 3, Len. Let's see who is going to take the swing game in the series.
So we do get into this. Ducks on Quack. Just can't afford for the slow start that they had during the previous game. It's going to be just over the top. Relly with the follow. He's going to get the immediate goal. Complete turnaround to what we saw in game number 2.
Yeah, Tyler was going for the challenge there. Let Seabass take it, but that's a well-placed ball from Relly. Way out of reach. Seabass a little bit too far forward, not facing towards the middle of the pitch. There's no way he was going to be able to cut that one inside.
Tyler for the challenge. There's going to be Relly looking for a second one. Seabass straight back down. This is going to be our opportunity to see how Allegiance react, because this is the sort of spot that they've been very sketchy from in this tournament. Alpha Base. Oh, wow. It's a great little mixture between Seabass and Alpha Cap. Seabass taking his time. Let's go the entire way. Relly. Good challenge from him, but it's opened up space for Tyler, and he's not going to place it any better than that.
A perfect read on this play from Ty. Seabass doing a great job on the dribble. Relly trying to force a challenge, buy some time, but again, that second touch from Seabass, let it hit off his card, just skimmed straight off the side wall and right out into the middle of the pitch. Tyler up so early. He was pretty much following right behind Seabass that entire time.
So for Allegiance, this is big. They've managed to get it back to a 1-each game. It's them getting a hold of that lead. That's when they become comfortable. Once they get 2 goals up, they have been infallible in defense.
Love this play from Ty.
Tyler controlling it, but it's a very heavy touch.
Not that one.
Flicks it on. Seabass. Straight to Alpha Cap, who can keep that one straight down, but it's going to be Tyler with the setup for Seabass. And that is a great save from Alpha Cap. I don't know how much boost he's got. He's trying to force something out of this as Achieves applauds next to me.
That was such a brilliant save, because Tyler, when he came across the goal net, he cut down into the defenders and he turned them away from the ball. I thought for sure that one was going into the back of the net, and the ability to recover that fast, still get in front of that one, was just brilliant defense.
Relly puts that straight onto Tyler. This is how they scored last time. Alpha kept this time right in the way. That's a danger for Ducks on Quack. They've got to stop giving these open shots over to Allegiance. Now Alpha Cap has got Seabass in his sights. Crossbar down.
You know, sometimes you earn one, Shogun. Alpha Cap earned this one. It's a nice clean catch. He's got Seabass in the one-on-one, and Seabass has been making people look silly. And Alpha Cap gives him a dose of his own medicine. The hard shot right towards the top of the crossbar and right down and in.
That pass was just a thing of beauty as well. It gave Alpha Cap all of the options. As soon as he's caught that, he can go high, or he can try and go straight behind Seabass. Relly. Now got it. Whilst Alpha Cap is going for bumps, and Seabass can't recover immediately afterwards. Ducks on Quack, using the 2v1s to their advantage.
It's such a powerful thing when you get that second person in command of the dribble.
Recovered from that.
He tried. He really tried. And he was close. But just a massive chunk bit out of him.
Once again, Allegiance struggling during the neutral game. Relly back out. Going to be bouncing straight down. Could be an opportunity to move forward. And after that touch from Seabass, it's sort of baited in. Now he's got himself a chance for the net. And that was just a little bit of a snap there from Ducks on Quack. They didn't need to go for that.
Absolutely. I mean, you hit that ball, even if there's no defender, you pinch it straight into the center of the net. It's going to go right into a defender regardless. It's definitely a pointless challenge there.
He's with a 2-goal lead.
Oh, he's up so
They're
fast.
going to get a better opportunity. Alpha Cap. He's got boost. He's got an option infield as well. He's going to tease both of them.
Oh, man.
And that is how you play it. Ducks on Quack are utilizing 2v1s to perfection right now.
I say it time and time again, buying that free real estate. The gentle little fakes, the slow attempt, and just the finesse. It really is an art, just buying all that extra time and space to work with and making your opposition respect what you're going to do. And you hit the nail on the head, Shogun.
Alpha Cap back out. Ducks on Quack, I think the last scare might have warded them off another double commit. But we will find out. Rally holding himself all the way back. Still going for this one. Held the flip to the very last second. That's a good challenge there from Alpha Cap, but Tyler stays directly on top of the ball.
Oh dear. Okay.
It's a little bit of a scare though. He's just going to whistle across the face of the goal.
Alpha and Relly, though, that little tie-up right in front of the net has cost him a lot of boost, and he was out to go and get it. They missed the challenge, and Tyler's got a wide open one to pick from. You can see how it just takes one little mistake. You don't see it on the replay, but Alpha Cap and Relly almost running into each other in the net, threw off the rotation. Nobody had any boost. Nobody was in the right spot to deal with that play in the corner, and they got beat for it.
And once again, it's Seabass. When he gets into that final third and is allowed time to just start harassing defenders and not allowing them any opportunity to clear, he is creating opportunities for Allegiance. Here's going to be, once again, he's going to take the boost. Just like a wasp darting around there.
Oh,
although that's
no.
going to be a victory. Tyler, he's going to be back just in time.
Alpha did win that corner boost, though. It's going to make Allegiance take some extra time here.
Ducks on Quack, still got a single goal lead. Very precarious with just over a minute left. And this is the swing game. Whoever wins this will be going up to series point, and we'll have 2 opportunities to finish this off. That is such a slow play. Alpha Cap eventually realizing it, decides to go back. Tyler still got the flip. Straight back down, though. Well, not the bounce that they're after. And Relly runs into a brick wall of Seabass.
Oh, great recognition there from Alpha Cap. Saw nobody coming to challenge, decided to take his time and waste some precious seconds off that clock.
Relly looking for the backboard. Ducks on Quack, they're going to try and waste as much time as possible now with some of these plays. It's not about finding the net right now, it's all about just keeping the ball away from Allegiance. 11 boost.
Oh, not a good touch.
Tyler, he's got the bump, but it's going to be a shot! What a save that is, Relly! Almost punished for the pre-jumpiest pre-jump I've ever pre-jump seen.
That's a lot of pre-jumps.
That's how quick that pre-jump was. That was a nervy pre-jump.
Oh, and they win it over the midfield. That'll do it.
That's going to be one more goal. Relly making it 5-3, making it look a little bit more convincing than it ever was.
Absolutely. That was sketchy to say the least in the last couple of seconds there. You started to see a couple of jitters from Relly and Alpha getting a little bit antsy, like, all right, we just have to hang on this little bit longer, and that touch off the sidewall really scared both of them. I think they're like, that was not a good touch, and it was just a free opportunity on goal, and they got fortunate.
Just look at the smile.
You've got it on as well.
I know.
Joker card is looking good right now, but
yes.
ALG again. It just seems as soon as they go behind or under pressure, they're really starting to crumble. Is what I'm seeing happen in front of my eyes. It's like they managed to almost tie the game up, and then they go down. They lose another 2 goals almost within 45 seconds of each other, and it's just they seem to struggle when they're not in the lead. How do they change this? Because it's becoming a real problem for them.
Well, that 2-minute stretch just certainly wasn't the kindest to them. They almost brought it back there in the final couple of seconds. It was just that three goals at about 3 minutes, 2:45, 2:15, It was just one 60-second stretch that really just came back to haunt them there in that game number 3. And, you can't do anything about this.
That was beautiful.
You're going to get beat every time on that. But it just takes one little mistake, as it very much was for Allegiance. They capitalized, and that save was massive.
I'm still shocked he sort of got it.
Yeah.
To be completely honest, but it is it's the best sort of Rocket League right now, where it's a sort of a mixture between incredible play and I don't know why you've done that, but because you've done it, it's sort of opened up the play a little bit more. It's the 2v1s that are the big things for me right now.
They converted them.
They're converting them incredibly well. Allegiance, especially when they're behind, I think Allegiance have got a problem where they're behind, but it's been made even more prevalent by the fact that the 2v1s are working so well. Because once Allegiance go down, they got to commit. They got to go for something, which leaves the great chance there for them to just go, okay, well, we saved your chance. We're just gonna take it. You know, we've now got the 2v1 against your last guy.
Yeah, doing a great job of taking advantage of that, and it seems like ALG are struggling to find that balance at the moment. But you know, the series is balanced beautifully at the moment. We talked about upset alert. It's here right now. The upset alert is a real thing. Ducks on Quack just one game away from staying alive in our Central Close qualifier here in the Universal Open Season 2. And ALG are facing elimination. And I mean, we said it before the tournament started, before our qualifiers started yesterday, that ALG, you know, they're a team we fancy to qualify through to those regionals. One of those 4 teams we were definitely putting down, or putting a marker down to qualify for that regional tournament. But, I mean, have they looked good enough to get there at the moment? And we need to be honest about it.
Have they looked good enough to get there?
You're right, actually.
Absolutely.
At times, they have 100% looked good enough.
Have they looked good to get there the whole time?
Have they looked consistent enough to do it?
And let's sort of look at like the one win that Allegiance has had so far. It was sort of handed to them in the first minute or so through 2 really poor goals.
Yeah.
So Allegiance, I think they're hitting a very good defense right now that is dealing with what they're putting forward very well, but I think Allegiance are capable of better.
Agreed. It's just one. They let in one kind of silly goal, and then, like you said, it really forces them to take a more aggressive stance on things, and it does make them a little bit uncomfortable. But it's game 4, Shogun, and as much as I like you 2 jokers, I think we're going to 5.
Here we go then. Game 4 is underway. You can see it in the background. Allegiance facing elimination. Ducks on Quack, 1 game from closing out the series.
Well, we are going to take a look at this as we get ourselves into game number 4.
It's going to start off well, too. Alpha Cap, air dribble, soft tap, and into the top of the net. Nice shot.
Alpha Cap starting as Ducks want to continue, and for Allegiance, this is the big thing. They are really struggling from positions where they do not get early leads, and now they've got to start working their way into this matchup. That is a sucker punch if there ever was one. 18 seconds is all it took. Ducks on Quack. Just going to keep moving on. That is a great, great demo, and that's going to force a save from Relly. Bounces off the side. Alpha Cap.
Nice, gentle touch. Well played by Seabass. Keeps it close. Like that, too.
Very good there from Alpha Cap. You just sort of... You don't want to power those ones because you can put your teammate in such an awkward position. They might be a bit too far forward.
Too slow.
Alpha Cap there beforehand. Tie Knot Tyler just sort of whizzing past, but he has managed to land at least somewhat decently. He can recover. Now Seabass. He's done a great job of setting up Tie Knot Tyler throughout this series. He's going to need one more series of it, but it's going to be Alpha Cap from the angle. I don't think Seabass even thought for a moment he could hit that.
Oh, yeah, that's a tough one. If you're Seabass, you're thinking, okay, what are the chances he can put it in? Actually, looking at it on the replay from Seabass's perspective, I think he might have had a pretty good idea that that one could have been headed in net, but he was still too far behind the ball. He wasn't going to have a chance either way. So it was all on Alpha to just make sure he got on target, and he nailed it.
Allegiance. We sort of had 4 teams that we pegged as the ones that are looking to be going through, and for Relly to put in that 3rd. Allegiance are on their way to crash out of this tournament.
So, you know that whole I think we're going to game 5 thing that I said about... I sneezed.
Yeah? Well,
it's a long way back if you're Allegiance. And if you're Tie Knot Tyler and Seabass, you're sitting here saying, all right, you know we've got 3 minutes 45 seconds. It might as well start now. And we'll see if they can do it. That's the way you have to approach it. You can't approach it any other way.
Pretty much. They've got nothing to lose at this point in time. They're already on their way out. It is just a question of...
have it?
Now, the good thing here for Allegiance is that they are by far the more experienced team, and we have seen teams like Ducks on Quack really struggle when the pressure is on. Put a goal or 2 past them, and really ask Ducks on Quack, can you handle this? Can you handle being on the verge of eliminating Allegiance?
So patient there from Relly. Seabass was actually trying to hit him out of the way.
That's straight down, Relly. Just wanting to clear.
It's one of the hardest things to get a good sense of, too. How much time you actually have on defense before you have to make a play. It's so easy to get so panicky and just be like, I have to be up as soon as possible to get this touch out to safety. And just realizing when you absolutely do, and you can afford to wait a couple of moments, is such a powerful skill to have.
Seabass. Launcher of a clear right there. And Relly respects him enough just to be sat all the way back. Another drop down. 0 boost on Ty Not Tyler. He's going to be late on the return. It's going to be Alpha Cap. He's got an opportunity to set something up, but that is such a heavy touch. Seabass tapping it straight over to Ty Not Tyler. Seabass, though, can't get to that one. And Relly, another clear. If that was on target, that would have been number 4. Allegiance has got to be so worried about these situations. They threw everything at Ducks on Quack, and they got punished.
Yeah, exactly. They had to, though. You saw Seabass go for that challenge right in front of the orange net because you knew they had to stop that clear. They're like, look, I can either go back and waste a lot of time, or I can try and make something happen, and unfortunately, you didn't win the challenge, and now you've got 4 to come back from in 2 minutes.
This has been by far the most exciting region we've seen so far, and maybe, just maybe, we've got one more part of the story to tell.
It's a good kickoff, and Alpha was thinking, I'm going to go grab this corner. Oh, my bad. That's a mistake.
So that is the last goal cancelled out. 2 minutes now for 3 more. Relly's been caught as well, and
ooh,
if that went in, suddenly, I don't want to say it's a red alert, but it's at least an amber alert.
It's a do not panic.
Well, the panic is there is no alert. They have removed the bulb from the alert box.
It's like here's the big red button, and then they just dismantled the panel that had the big red button on it for sure. That's a big weight off your chest. You go up by 4 again right after they got one back. Feels great.
It's gonna be a clear. Just over 100 seconds now.
Funny thing is, all unassisted.
How many goals are we up to at this point, Achieves? Sort of putting you on the spot here, unfortunately, but this might very well be the end of the day.
Been 21 goals in this series.
We had 77 beforehand.
Yep.
So 98.
98.
So we need 2 more for the good old triple digits. If Allegiance have anything to say about it, they would love to see 103. So there's going to be Seabass.
Ooh. There's been a couple of real tough stops from Relly and Alpha Cap in this series. Some incredibly clutch plays to make on defense, and they have answered the call every time. And that's another open one. Seabass actually got there. Wow.
Well, 99 is going to have to wait. As there goes Ty Not Tyler.
But the time, it keeps running.
It's going to be such a hard, I mean, pretty much impossible at this point.
It's gut-wrenching if you're Allegiance.
It is, because you just know that everything you do, it's still not enough. You've got a ludicrous amount of work to do if you want to get back into this one. 30 seconds now. And Ducks on Quack are going to do it, and they're not even going to require game number 5. 20 seconds.
I suppose it was foolish and naive of me to expect top 4 seeds make it through. We haven't had one yet. Every week, someone's always got knocked out. And it was foolish of me to presume that would be the case this time.
Well, it has never usually happened in day number 2, but on set, show us the Joker cards.
It's the most dangerous thing.
Oh, he hasn't
Sorry, it's the most dangerous thing in Rocket League we've now learned is the official Joker card.
That's actually really good.
It's actually quite good, isn't it?
I didn't know you were an artist as well.
I mean, there's a lot you don't know about me, and it's for good reason.
I'll keep it that way.
But yeah, I mean, we had an upset today, as we have in a lot of the time in every single region we've seen so far. So congratulations to Ducks on Quack. They take the series 3-1. Allegiance, you're out of there, Allegiance. You're gone. You're done. Disappointed with that.
Yeah, tough break. I mean, they tried to come out there and make something happen too. They actually outshot their opponents in that game, and I think they played very aggressively in the early minutes, and unfortunately, they missed a couple of challenges, and they got down early. Like you both said that couldn't happen. And Alpha Kep and Relly at that point, it was just, hey, make the challenge back on our own half. Don't do anything super dumb, and we'll be okay.
Yeah, Allegiance just lost the lead so incredibly early once again. They just didn't have a response for it. Now, Ducks on Quack, it was a very, very... I think they were happy that they weren't made to sweat too much towards the end of that series. You know, they did concede one, but they got a fairly simple one to follow it immediately up. So they'll be happy with that one, but the happiness of defeating Allegiance will now subside.
As it is
because they have got one more win to go.
Yeah, the realism comes in. I mean, it counts for something, but it doesn't count for too much until you obviously find yourself in the qualification spot for that regional place. So congratulations to Ducks on Quack. Another rung on the ladder they've managed to climb, but they've still got a long way to go. But one thing to update you guys with at home is that we actually ended today just short of 100 goals. We managed to get 98 though, and thanks to our fantastic partners over at Soylent, that means 980 meals will be donated to the World Food Programme USA, of course. If you guys want to get involved, head over to wfpusa.org/universal open. Slightly short, but still pretty impressive, right? 980 meals.
Is that 3 broadcast days in a row where we've got 100 or, pretty much 100?
That's not 100.
Yeah, that's why I said pretty much 100.
We're very much on our way. Consider if tomorrow gives us the most goal, well, a decent amount of goals, which day 3 has always delivered a ridiculous amount of goals. This will be the first week that we have averaged over 100 goals per broadcast day. So, keep it coming, boys.
Keep it coming. And one thing I want to get your guys' opinions on is, of course, our State Farm assist of the day. You gave it away very early.
The pinch.
Yep.
So you're both going with the pinch.
All the way.
Okay, well, let's see exactly what the State Farm assist of the day is when it's ready. We love a little bit of suspense. The drum roll's coming in. Here it is. The assist of the day. Coming in from...
Yeah!
It is. There we go. I believe it was it Seabass? Yes, it was. Seabass with a beautiful pinch there. And Ty Not Tyler with an easy finish there. Absolutely beautiful stuff. The good side of Allegiance there that we saw. So some positive to come out of it from them.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, when they looked great, they looked unbeatable.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you can't look that, indomitable unless you're, the best in the world. Which, don't get me wrong, Allegiance is world class. But... best in the world.
They're not consistent.
That's the thing. I think that's the key. If Allegiance can find a way to be consistent, then they will go and progress much further in the tournament. Speaking of which, let's have a brisk bracket update right now and see how the land lies after today. The second day of action from the Central region, and you can see all of the games almost set up for tomorrow now. We have Cloud9 waiting to take on FlyQuest, Evil Geniuses waiting to take on King Doom, and then the losers of those 2 games will have one more shot at qualification, where Ducks on Quack and Soul Esports will be waiting in the wings. It's going to be an exciting day tomorrow, gentlemen. I'm looking forward to this one.
So, me and Onset have both used our Joker cards. Is there any of those games there that you're thinking is going to be your opportunity? Which one are you going to slam that on?
The Ducks on Quack versus Evil Geniuses is happening.
You think Evil Geniuses versus...
King Doom takes down EG.
All right.
Okay.
We now know what that's going to be.
Now you've got that in writing. You can remind this man.
I'm kidding, by the way. I'm picking EG all the way.
He's picking EG. Okay, well.
Too much of a stats guy.
Disappointing. I'm not going to lie. But we want to hear from you guys at home. As always, let us know if you're looking forward to tomorrow. Use that hashtag UOS2. Let us know where you'd play your Joker card as well, because me and Shogun, we're 100% right.
Yeah.
That's,
I'm so happy they could have convinced me on this one, because after yesterday, I was...
Sometimes you just need a little push. You just need that little push. Okay, well, gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Any final thoughts before we leave this evening?
Let's go day 3. Come on.
Let's go day 3. Come on, Shogi.
I mean, this has been, I think, the best week so far broadcasting we've had.
100%.
It only makes sense that we have the best day 3 we've had so far.
Well, let's hope that the players and the teams can provide us with an exciting day 3. Thank you all for watching once again. It's all from us here on the desk for day number 2. We'll be back the same time tomorrow, so make sure you're there. We will see you same time tomorrow. Goodbye.